You are originally from Bangladesh and belong to the Garo community. So what can you tell us about your community?
My understanding of the Garo peoples comes mainly from my family, so I can speak to my family's rich cultural heritage. The Garo peoples are indigenous to Bangladesh, and there is also a significant population in India. I have family back in Bangladesh as well as in India, the United States, Canada, France, and of course here in Australia. The community here in Australia would probably be just over 20 people. My mum's family are from Bidishiri in Mymensingh, which is in northern Bangladesh. My maternal grandfather was the first Garo person to graduate with a college degree, having completed a Bachelor of Arts. He then went on to complete a Bachelor of Education, subsequently becoming a headmaster at the local boys' high school. My dad's family are from the Bowra, which is also in Mymensingh and 15 kilometres west of Bidishiri. My paternal grandfather, during his lifetime, was a prominent figure in the community. And my dad would tell me stories about Wangala, which is the annual Garo Thanksgiving festival. So this special occasion, it would be celebrated at his family home, where people from the village would gather to give thanks to the sun god for the year's harvest. They'd eat, drink, dance and be merry. And my dad is the first in his family to complete a tertiary education. He completed an honours degree in agriculture in Bangladesh with a government scholarship. He went to Reading University in England, where he completed a master's in tropical agricultural development. And at Sydney University, he completed a master's in cereal chemistry.
You arrived in Australia in very young age and you grew up in Australia. So what was your childhood like?
Like many migrant families, my parents worked really hard to build a life for my sister and me. They made sure to provide us, with a roof over our heads, meals in our bellies, and most importantly, solid education. I had a very idyllic childhood, with lots of friends, family gatherings and outdoor fun. But education was always a central tenet in my upbringing. And the discipline instilled in me by my parents has led to my love of learning and a long journey in education. After high school, I completed an honours degree in philosophy at the University of New South Wales, a graduate diploma in migration law at the Australian National University, and a Juris Doctor at the University of New South Wales, which is a postgraduate degree in law.
Now you're studying law. Can you tell us more about your belief that everyone should have equal access to justice?
Well, I believe as a society, we should ensure that everyone has equal access to justice, no matter their socioeconomic standing. I volunteered at Redfern Legal Centre for their health and justice partnership with the Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. This was a program where a lawyer from Redfern Legal Centre would be embedded at the hospital to provide disadvantaged patients with multidimensional and complex medical and legal issues with free legal advice. So patients with legal issues would be referred to us by social workers, nurses and doctors at the hospital. And in this way, we ensured some of our most vulnerable and marginalised members of society had access to justice, no matter their socioeconomic standing.
Do you visit Bangladesh quite often? How do you connect to your relatives there?
So my first trip back to Bangladesh was a few years after my family and I settled into Australian life. Thereafter, we travelled back when we could afford to, which was probably every few years. I built an especially close bond with my cousins and my grandparents in Bangladesh, so that led me to travelling out on my own several times. I had lots of fun visiting Dhaka, eating street food, shopping in the huge malls, as well as roaming the countryside in Bidishiri and the Bowra, with their beautiful landscapes and fresh fish and produce. So it has been a while since I've been back, and it'll probably be a while longer now with, the devastating effect COVID is having on Bangladesh. I've already lost close family members to the pandemic.
So finally, is there any message for SBS Bangla audience?
I guess my message would be for anyone who's feeling a little lost at the moment. It would be, to not lose hope and to never stop dreaming. I never thought I'd be able to follow in the footsteps of my inspirational grandfather and dad, who each did something extraordinary from such humble beginnings. It took me a while to figure out my passion and to follow my dreams, but I'm glad I took the leap and I followed them. So my message would be that it's never too late to follow your dreams and to make them a reality.
Eleanor Rema, you are going to be the first Bangladeshi lawyer from Garo community in Australia. I think it will be inspirational for the wider Bangladeshi indigenous community. Thanks for your time and sharing your thoughts with SBS Bangla.
Thank you, Shaha.